Well, hello, everyone. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Cindy Schwartz from Chicago, USA. Cindy is going to be joining us for some workshops where we'll be working with horses. Both of us are certified in a wonderful model of leadership. It's called the Diamond Model of Shared Leadership. And we were both just saying the why of why we did that certification on top of all our other experience and qualifications. And we both just love the actual model and what it shows humans. So we're learning from horses. Learning from nature isn't a new thing. It's called biomimicry. We do it with so many things in our life, flippers and flying and all that sort of stuff. And this is just a model of how horses lead their communities and navigate the uncertainty of their environment. So we were talking about how with horses, it's not about a rank. So we don't have a CEO and a
CFO,
a VP, and that sort of thing. They share that leadership, and that concept has really resonated with us personally, but more importantly, I'd say our clients.
Yes. I've been developing leaders for probably 20 plus years. And more so of late, there's just been a lot of questions on how do we evolve? How do we change? You know, the generations want different things. The world needs different things. And the concept of shared leadership, what the horses have taught us, we've gotten to experience, is just showing up so evident in the workplace now. It's just needed. And it's such a fun and beautiful way to learn. Who doesn't like to get out of the office for a day and experiment with something different and open our eyes to a different way of learning?
Exactly. And as we were saying previously, that old model of a pyramid where, you know, you've got a few people up the top and then everyone else down below, it just doesn't cut it anymore. There's just things are changing so fast that no one human being can know. You need to ask the right questions, involve the whole team. And that's what we were saying. The beauty of it is that shared responsibility. Shared accountability. Those things are huge, and it means that overall the team will be stronger, the organization will be stronger. To coin a Brené Brown thing, they'll be living into their values. They'll have that vision, and together they'll strive for that.
Yeah, it's what leaders want, and it's a hard leap to make on your own. This is where I think the horses make it so much more powerful, because we need to utilize our current skill set as leaders, right? We don't need to throw out all of our knowledge, but we need to draw on different skill sets, right? And that's the beauty of the teaching horse model, is it brings the capabilities. And I just did a workshop last week with a construction company. So 15 different leaders, right? Emerging leaders. So, and they could relate the competencies from the model. Like they could just see it and they could see how it shows up. And they get to practice it with the horses and find out which ones they're really good at and which ones they need some development. So it was a big eye opener for these young leaders on what they still need to develop to create this model that they're craving, right? That's who they want to be as leaders.
Well, exactly. And that's often the case, isn't it? People are promoted because they're good technically at their job. And so, but who gives them the skills to be the leader? And particularly in today's world where everything is so rapidly changing, like it's exponential, right? And it's just kind of out of control. Not out of control. That sounds bad, but it's that
sometimes it feels like that.
That's what it feels like, right? So how do you deal with it? And it's also just sharing and spreading that load, that each team member can be accountable and each member can help the others to stay aligned. So we know that companies have a vision, they have a purpose, they have a goal. So, but to get from A to B, it's not going to be a straight line. Very rarely. We used to be able to predict that so much more. And these days we just can't. Think of AI, how it's influencing our lives and our work lives. So horses have always had to navigate uncertainty. They also had to get to B, which was, say, their source of water or something. But, you know, everyone likes the direct path, but it doesn't always work. So it's just pulling their resources that they still get to be, but they may have to course correct along the way and keep everybody safe and aligned for that vision, that goal.
Right. Yeah, one of the things the teaching horse model really taught me, and it's so simple, it's like you knew it, but it was like, okay, now I got to apply it, is horses know we're stronger together than we are apart.
Huge.
Right. So, what does that mean? That means together, I need to use my voice. I need to speak up. I need to ask for what I need. I need to give feedback to my team. Right. So it's just such, it's in its simplicity, the wisdom. It's simple to learn, and it's complex to put into action. And that's something I really like, and because you just continue to learn once you know it.
Exactly. And it just shows you concretely the exercises from TeachingHorse that we can put our clients through with real actual horses. Shows them in real time with a real example of how this collaboration can work when they're sharing leadership, when they are communicating, when they are taking into account everyone else's needs and their own, and they learn they do need things that are hard for people often, as you just said, like it's hard sometimes to speak up when you think someone's going to think like me. Should I say it? Should I keep it? But you learn
that's their job, not mine. Let them do it.
Exactly. All those things come into account, and this just brings it to life. That's what I love about it too. And we had a client not long ago, a really big client, a kind of what's it called? Well, a non-government organization, but basically accountable to the government. So huge, right? And they were just not working, and it just brought this to life. And when we came back to kind of debrief the experience, they themselves started to use the analogies of, oh, I think I'm a bit more like the sentinel horse on the side. I like to kind of course correct. And someone said, well, I'm a bit like the lead stallion. I prefer to kind of observe everything and then jump in if there's a crisis and I need to, defend from the predator. And it was really interesting. We didn't have to, they were doing it themselves, and they could really feel it from the concrete exercise that we did with the horses, where they were, as you said before, you can tell in yourself where your strengths lie and where you might need to work a bit more or ask for help.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, because I think it's hard for some people to understand, how does horses relate to teamwork, right? Like, that seems silly, but they do. People just, the connections are so natural. That's, I don't know, that's what I like about our work, is we get to just put all the ingredients in the pot and watch people make, wow, let's put a whole bunch of metaphors in here, make magic out of it, because it happens. I've done this with lots of clients from different backgrounds, and they all come out with something different, but they all come out with something important for their teams.
Exactly.
And that's the simplicity and beauty of this model.
I know. And I can't wait to show more and more people this model and take them through it. I think that it just works beautifully in the leadership space, as you said, emerging leaders or, talent, people have identified talent they'd like to push forward, but even existing cohorts of leaders. They often work in like maybe the one organization, but they're kind of a bit siloed. So to have that as leaders is a really huge thing for the overall, health, harmony, and unity of the whole organization, right?
Yeah, it can be used in so many different aspects. That's the beauty of it. I just did a company whose leadership team is transitioning. So, out with the old, in with the new, and they're learning how to become leaders together. Right. And it was beautiful to watch them question each other and just come together as a leadership team, so they knew where they all stood by the time they walked out of that arena. It was fun to watch. And like you said, they just took it and owned it, and it became theirs. It became their model by the time they walked out.
And that's what we want, right? We want to facilitate that for other people so that they can take this away into their everyday lives and really, just come out with all the benefits that it has to offer. So
Yeah.
that's brilliant. Well, thank you, Cindy. I can't wait to see you here in Sydney to
Yeah.
us to actually work together, not just via
Yes.
Zoom, but actually personally together. Can't wait to see you, and thank you so much for this. Looking forward to bringing Teaching Horse to more and more people.
Me too. I look forward to seeing you, meeting your herd.
Yay! Thank you.
See you soon.